welcome back to the channel. I am the Fitted Insider. So welcome back in. Welcome to a new segment. I'm going to start. It's going to be top 10s. This is the first video of a top 10 segment. This one is going to be the top 10 most overrated logos that's used in the community. So this is the first top 10. I'm excited to do it. It's something different. Disclaimer, this isn't a definitive top 10 by any means. It's just my opinion. I also reached out and I put something on my Instagram story the other day of people's overrated logos or their opinions, and a lot of it matches up. A lot of it's the same thing that's on this list, which is pretty interesting, but at the same time, not surprising. My list, a lot of it is fueled by hype. Anything that's overblown is going to crash and burn eventually. Couple of those within this top 10 list, along with more traditional logos that I'm not necessarily fond of either. But with that being said, let's get it. Coming in at number 10, everybody's favorite MILB minor league baseball team all of a sudden within the past several months, the Buffalo Bisons. The sliding Bisons logo reaches my top 10 spot, and honestly, I still kind of like this logo. I'm not going to lie, but give it enough time because of the hype that both Toppers and especially My Fitteds has done to get this logo popular. They've done a really good job to fuel that fire, but retailers are going to catch on. They probably already have caught on. We're going to see so many Bisons, so many sliding Bisons in the near future. Don't get me wrong, I'm probably still going to pick up a few here and there. Thought after getting Bisons hats, like a lot of other people, spend $300, $400, $500 on these hats. No way in hell. What the Bisons logo looks like. And if you think about it, it's actually kind of true. Buffalo Bison's face or the head looks like a loaf of bread. I can see that. And also, the Bisons himself looks like Rocky Dennis from the movie Mask. Also very true. There's plenty of things that one can nitpick from this logo that they don't necessarily like. I'm not hating yet. Oh, in a couple of months, I'll get there. And number 9, believe it or not, is the Arizona Diamondbacks Arizona script team logo. Now, I'm not going to say that I hate this hat. I just hate the hype that was built up around this logo or these hats in general. It was only a couple months ago where everybody have hated script-related logos. Then all of a sudden, this script-related logo comes out and everybody goes freaking bananas. And then a little while later, Indian script, which is not new, mind you, and then everybody goes bonkers bananas. I'm just thinking or wondering, like, how can that be? How can how a lot of people can go from hating something to absolutely loving something. And then that goes with the resale value on those hats too, respectively, of the Arizona script logo and the Indian script logo. The resale on those does not make any sense. But once again, you add that fuel to hype, no thank you. And coming in at number 8, this might be a surprise to some people, is the St. Louis Cardinals swinging bird. Now, don't get me wrong, I got some swinging birds in my collection, but the way that they beat that logo into an oblivion the last couple of years, I cannot foresee myself getting any more, or it's going to have to be something that I really, really like or is a necessity. The last couple of years, it's just been made way too much, way too often, although I'll give the retailers credit, and I say retailers as a whole, they've stopped using this logo or not using it as often. So kudos to the retailers out there. I just don't understand what is wrong with just the STL. Coming in at number 7, much like our number 8, very, very similar in hindsight, but it's the Rockies Mountains logo. Crazy. Did I just say that? I did just say that. It's still a fine logo. The hype within the logo verse, if you will, was the swinging cardinal, was the Rockies Mountains. Now, I mean, if I had to choose between getting a Mountains hat or a swinging bird, it's honestly no comparison. It's no contest. I would still choose the Mountains. But considering the Mountains have been made left and right a lot of various different times and a lot of different colorways for the last couple of years, once again, just blown out of proportion. So these Mountains, even though they're still kind of good, I cannot foresee myself getting many, if at all, in the near future. Coming in at number 6, we got more of a traditional logo. And for some reason, I have never really been a fan of this logo, and that is the Seattle Mariners with the S Compass logo. For whatever reason, I've never liked this logo, and I grew up watching Ken Griffey Jr. play for the Seattle Mariners. I just can never put my finger on this logo, why I don't like it. It just looks kind of messy, doesn't necessarily flow. So I've never been a big fan of this logo, especially if they're combined. I'm not for this logo. It's just messy to me. What can I say? Coming in at number 5, yes, we got another traditional logo, much like the Seattle Mariners, but this one I dislike just that much more. This is going to be surprising to some, but it's, yes, the Old English D for the Detroit Tigers. I understand people love this logo. It's clean. I understand that. But for me personally, I think the traditional Old English D is played out. I know, crazy. But don't get me wrong. The old school Old English Ds, like for instance, the one that they used on the Detroit Tigers Red Wings cross-check, that logo, the older Old English Ds I'm a fan of. It just has a little bit more personality and a little bit more pop. Coming in at number 4 is, yes, the COVID Pirates logo. To this day, I don't understand how or why not only the Pittsburgh Pirates, but also New Era was able to approve this logo. I still don't understand, but in retrospect, it is kind of a neat logo, but when you really look at it and whatever your belief or your political beliefs are, it's just not going to age well. When you look at these hats in a couple years in your collection, it's going to be like, why did I buy this? Why do I have this? And at least for me, you have friends and or family who have gotten COVID or may have died from COVID. It really puts things into perspective. And number 3, yes, the Oakland A's Stomper logo. Now, don't get me wrong. Once again, I used to have a couple of Stomper Oakland A's hats in my collection. This logo is still hype. A lot of people still love this logo. A lot of people are, it's a really sought after hat. Can understand why people like the Stomper logo, but for me, if you're not an Oakland A's fan, how many hats do you really need in your collection with an elephant on it? And at number 2 is the Detroit Tigers once again, but this time is the LSD Tigers, swinging tiger, broken out Tigers. Regardless, this tiger is not sober, which is fine. It's cool. I don't care. I'm not judging. But if you really look at it, this logo is honestly terrible. And the hype, come on y'all, let's be real. The hype that got built up from both Sports World and Exclusive Fitted respectively, and Hat Club as well. But the hype absolutely killed this logo, on top of the fact that it's just not that great of a logo. You look at the logo, it's just weird, man. It's weird. It's just too silly. My number 1 most overrated logo in the fitted community is Cubs. Straight up, just Cubs hats, other than the regular C that they sport on field. All other Cubs hats is 110% hype. Plain and simple. In my opinion, they're not the greatest hats, although there are some nice ones, don't get me wrong. I don't understand the hype that's built up around these hats. The Cubs, as a team, the Cubs are not even a good team. But we all know that people don't necessarily wear fitted hats because of the team, if they're good or not, or if they're their actual team that they represent. It's more for the fashion relevancy. I understand that. But much like the Stomper logos, the LSD Tiger, all that stuff, these Cubs logos are just freaking silly to me. And once again, how many hats do you need with the Cubby Bear on it? Unless if you're a Cubs fan. So that is it, y'all. Hope you enjoyed the top 10 most overrated logos that's used in our fitted community. Once again, this is not a definitive ranking, just my opinion. I'm planning on doing more of these top 10s in the near future. It's going to vary. It's going to vary a lot. So it's going to be really cool. But once again, disclaimer, these are just my opinions. But that is it, you guys. I'm the Fitted Insider. You can find me on Instagram at Fitted Insider. Leave this video a like, comment, and subscribe.